Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So you can guess what this video is about. So I've got a DRO for the lathe, and I thought I'd do a video. I've actually just finished it. Oh, not finished. It's pretty much 95% done. It just needs putting back in place, the lathe. And I just thought what I'd do is before I put it back, I'd show you some of the things I've done in case it might be interested to anybody, especially with this type of lathe. So I got this from Banggood. I'm not going to do an unboxing because it's all set up. I'll just show you what's in this box, and then what I'll do is I'll go around the lathe and show you some of the things I might have done. See, when I bought this, I measured it wrong, so they came too long. I was going to cut them down. I thought not a big problem, I just cut them down. But when I looked inside these scales, the glass slide, the glass etchings, the piece of strip it's on was angled over at about 45 or something like that degrees, and had a little bogie on with wheels on, and it slid along the axis, and I thought, oh, I didn't really want to mess with it, so I'll show you what I've done anyway. So in this box, this is just the screen. It came all packaged up really well from Banggood. It was in a cellophane package and came with one rail, so it came with this box and another rail. And then the other one came about 2 or 3 days later. Comes with instruction manual. There's a little cover for the screen. It was all packaged. I've put that on. This is the type I've bought, which is a YH800-2 counter. If anyone's interested, it's only X and Y. I was going to get the Z and think about putting on the miller, but now I look at the miller, I've only got a mini miller and a mini lathe. I've just to say got away with this, but on the miller there's not enough space, so I'd have to buy one of those cheaper ones instead of these type ones. So it's all fully functioned there. That's on the back. Yeah, see the X and Y, power, earth lead. Obviously I'll wire that up, on and off, and adjustable. I've done the rest of it on there. You can mount it here, you can mount it at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you around what I've done, because what happened is, in fact I'll leave the link to the guy who inspired me in a way, because I was watching loads of videos and I was just getting frustrated because I was like, there's no way to put it on this mini lathe. And I'll show you how tight everything is, and it might be an option you might want to think of. So we'll jump over to the lathe and we'll have a little look. Alright guys, so that's the lathe. Obviously it's back to front, we're turning round, and then you've got the X slide here, scales with a cover on, and there's a Y. Now it sticks out, and a lot of people probably laugh and think, well, that sticks out miles, but my bench is deep enough, so it doesn't really make any difference. Yes, I've got to adjust the back cover, the chip guard and everything, but I have to do that anyway. So what the initial thought is, this one went on pretty easy. Just bolt it the way you want, it lined up and everything, and there it is at the bottom. You can see that moves like that. That scraping is just the plastic and all that on here, but it's all nice and free. Got the cover on. But this one on the Y was a pain in the backside. Now, just get a tape. This scale, the physical length of this scale is 330 millimeters, right? But on here, I can't really read that, but I'm sure it was like 220 springs to mind when I look at the price invoice. 220. So 220. Is about there where my thumb is, so you can see you've got 1, 2, 3, nearly 4 inches, 2 inches either side. So it didn't say that on the website, all it just said it's 220, so I'm thinking 220, that's about there, it'll only be this long, and I'm thinking, oh, that's not too bad. So my original plan was to mount it like this way, like turn it sideways and have the sensor bit at the bottom sticking out, and I was umming and ahhing and how to do it and how to fix them there, and then one night I was trying to sleep, I couldn't sleep thinking of it. Then I just thought, put it underneath, literally have it underneath. So if I use like a piece of wood as an example, if that was a scale, I was thinking about putting it underneath, and like having it, like half of it will be hidden, so half of it will be underneath like this, see, like 4 inches, and that's not even that long anyway, that's too long. So it'd only be 220, so it'd only be to there. So if I just, it's only that long, so literally it'd go across with about, what, 4 inches, so it'd be about there. That's what I was thinking of. But then to link it up with this slide underneath, it's giving me more problems. So anyway, I went for this design. So what I've done is, as you can see, it works. So I've wrote on there out and in. So that's going out now. Or in, sorry, it's going to in. And that's the only trouble I've got is about there, which is about, well, for this lathe, it's only got like 100 and something millimeters. But anyway, it goes all the way out, and this is all excess, but it doesn't matter because it just to say touches that. I mean, lays in the same position, the bolt holes are exactly the same. So what I've done is, this part here is a stainless bracket. I'll just show you one. Everything else I just used aluminium, but I got myself some of this. I don't know where I got this from. It was off a site somewhere, but it's like high tensile stainless. It's a twat to drill, to cut. In fact, I used a bandsaw and then hand saw it. That actually goes on there, but I left out this tang bit just to use a bit of support. And then what I've done is I've bolted it to there. So there's a bolt through here, and that thing is solid. I can lift the thing up with it. It's like there's no danger of them scales moving at all. It's really solid, and it's only taking the weight. So that's bolted there just by one bolt, but it's like super tight, and I've got an excess which hangs over, so I can get to my oiler. Yeah, and I'll get the other camera and get in closer. I don't know if you can see it. I don't want to move it too much because I can't. Just before I put it back, I just thought I'd show, in case anyone's interested. It might be a way to go, I don't know. It works, I mean, it works fine, and it's nice super solid. So I can get to my oiler there, that's bolted there. Now there's this part here is a piece of angle. If I just find a piece, I don't know where I've got any. My oilers, there's a piece there, and there's a flat. Just give us a second. So this is a piece of angle I used for this top part. 30mm. Thickness of about 3mm, is that? 3mm thickness. So this runs along there. So you've got this part here is going to like be the strengthened part. That's going to be nice and rigid. And then to add to that, because there was a bit of flex, you could flex a bit. I bolted a piece of this aluminium flat, which is 6mm. Is it? I'll just check. Yeah, 6mm. So 6mm thick by 50mm 2 inch, which is run to there. So I've got that bolted there and in the centre. So it's like super rigid. That part coming down is like 10mm. Give or take, yeah. Oh, 10mm. So it's really rigid. And then I've offset the scale so it can be adjusted in and out and then up and down when I run the clock off. Now I've clocked this one off, but I'll need to run the clock off this one. I've just took the shims out and it's free as a bird, everything's fine. This part here, again, I've used some of that plate. It's bolted down. I drilled and tapped the slide, which is, there's nothing underneath, so it's and then I've these are studs, so I've Loctited them studs in so they don't move anymore. Comes along here, and then I've bolted like a bracket of ferrite to make up. Goes down and it goes along. I mean, you can see. Let me just drop that down. Like I say, I haven't had a chance to clean it up or anything. don't know if you can see that, but it's just, I haven't even tidied it up. I need to really take all this back off again and machine all this up so it's nice and flat. I just want to prove it's working before I take it apart. And you can see it works just like that. Goes in and out, nice and smooth, lovely. And then another bracket at the bottom. So I just thought I'd show you that. And then I'm going to put a gauge on here. I've got the cover to go on, which is going to go something like that. You can see it's going to go something like that. And then what I'll do is I need to trim these off. I'm just going to double-sided tape it on, just so it's like that. At the edge of there, double-sided that on. I'm going to trim this edge off on the bandsaw, this lip. Don't need that because it's not getting screwed or anything. Yeah, it's been about 2 days, and I've got this is going to go there for the screen. I'll just show you. I'll put it all together and show you it again. I don't know where you can see. That's where the screen's going to go. Lift it up. I've just bolted it to the wall. So that's going to go somewhere there, so I can. And I've got obviously the chip tray to make. Not really that bothered, but I've got some plate there which I'm going to angle up the back and pop it all on, and then probably paint it. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it so far. It's all worked out better than I thought, and this doesn't bother me at all. And the main reason I wanted it like this is so I could keep access to. So look, obviously when I got the chuck, that's cut away so you can like put larger pieces on. I didn't want to affect any of this, and I've never blocked any of these. A lot of people attach them this side, and then some people attach them. I've never seen anybody. See, it's unusually small, this lathe. And so that's what I wanted. I mean, I've got a Mitford Super 7, but I wanted something small like this. I don't even have a DRO on the bigger miller. I've got 2 millers. But I thought I'd do this as a project. Once I started, I couldn't stop then really. But the thickness of this, the scale is about 25mm, and I was going to have it rested on the top of here, coming across, so it'd be like that type of thing, and then fixed here and fixed there. But then again, I'm going to lose this, and then I also went above there, so it would be like 10mm above there. It'd be like almost as thick as that, maybe a bit more, but stuck out here, which is. And then I got problems with the mitre slide when I want to adjust the angle, so I've left that there. I've left these bolts on because I might use these for something, maybe bolt something on like a light or something. I mean, I don't know. I've made my mind up on one, but I don't want to cut them off yet, and I don't want to cut these off because I might use them for something else. But everything's nice and solid. I mean, as you can see, guys, it's just like, it's pretty good. It might look a bit weird, but what I'll do is I'll go and put it all together, and I'll show you it all set up and working. So back shortly. Hi guys, welcome back. Okay, so it's been about a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks, since I started this. Turned up, the lathe turned up, got that put in, used the lathe for a little bit. Really happy with this lathe. This is a review for the lathe and the scales mainly. Really happy with it. Can't say anything bad about it, to be honest. A little bit bigger would be a bit better, but I bought this one because of the size. I didn't have much space to work in, so everything works good, looks good quality. I'm happy with everything on it. Cross slide, tail stock, everything. The chucks, I mean, it didn't come with a 4-jaw, but luckily I already had a 4-jaw, which is just at the back of there, and I've used the 4-jaw. I've bored out some holes with a 4-jaw. What else have I done? Plenty of turning, brass, steel, aluminium. I've bored some holes out and just done some wear work. So yeah, it works really nice and it's super accurate. Pretty easy to change the chuck. No problems with that. Normally on my Mitford it's just a thread, so you just screw it on. But the downside to that is when you reverse and cut, or reversing the chuck and you're cutting from the back, it could screw itself off where this can't, so that's a positive for that. The speed control is great. I'm not used to having a digital RPM meter. I'd have to just guess it or use a, you can get the handheld ones. I didn't really have one, I just said that looks about 700, that looks about 1000, but it's nice to have that. It's 2 speeds, 1200, 50 to 1200, and then what's that, 1000 or 100 to 2500 RPMs. I've got on the low one, which is A, but you can put it on B just by changing the belts inside. Never done that yet. It's fast enough for what I need. So yeah, really good. It's bolted down at the bench. Now the scales, quite quick I realised that I was going to get some scales, and I wasn't sure what DRO to get, and I ummed and ahed different ones, and then I quite liked the screen on this one. In fact, I'll turn it on just to show you, and I'll just take this cover off and I'll drop them as well. Why not? So I mainly wanted it because of the screen. It was nice and clear rather than the other ones where they have the digital illuminated ones. I forgot what they're called, but that's a nice clear screen. Everything's on there. Got this from Banggood if you're interested, and I'll leave the link and how much I paid. So I've got the screen and the 2 scales. Now if I get a tape measure, if I can find a tape measure, I'll go through a few things. I'm going to try and keep this as short as I can. But anyway, it's all working. As you can see, there's the Y. You see the numbers moving? Nice and smooth. And there's the X. Now, in theory, that should be the Z really. But because it says X and Y on there, I might as well use the same. So, yeah, works fine. So the scales I bought, obviously the X scale, is the physical full length of it is on this one is like 21 inches or 530 mil, give or take 10 mil because I've got the cover on. But the actual usable range is about 2 inches shorter either side. Yeah, maybe 3 inches. Let me check. And then the Y. This one was 220, that one's 400 and something, but this is where on the website it didn't give me the true sizes, it just said 220, so I'm thinking 220 millimeters. So that just said 9 inch. So I'm thinking there, so it's literally, if I measure from there, so it's about there. So that's short. I thought, oh, that's alright, loads of space. I've got 6 inches space there, but when it comes with 3 inches either side or 2.5, whatever it is. So beware of that. It didn't give the dimensions on there. Now you can see the scale there, the back end of the scale just touching, and the other one is just where my finger is now, so it's in by 10 mil from this cover. And what I've done, I've got the centre of the scale, and then I've marked it to the usual range, so when I go all the way out, you can see that marker should line up with that one before the bottom's out on here, which is about that, and that is literally, it's actually like 5 inches actually. But don't forget that's 5 inches to the centre. The centre itself goes to about there, so it would probably be about 90 mil, 3 inches or so. So just be mindful of that when you're getting these out, they're going to be longer. Okay, let's put that back to the centre. Okay, so the X scale is bolted on that side at the back. I'll show you in a minute. It's bolted to the casting. The casting's not square obviously, so it had to be levelled up, and I had to do some spaces, some washers, so I could adjust it this way and up and down. Yeah, so that's a pretty straightforward. Oh, that's the only place you can put that one. I can't think of anywhere else you can put it. But this one, the Y, I thought about putting it on the front right across here, but then again it would have took up some space here, and it's about 30 millimeters deep. and this area, it is 25 millimeters deep, so it would have been sort of sticking up by 10 millimeters past this cross slide, which I wasn't really happy with, and it would have fouled up here when I went to the ends. It would have fouled up there, touched the chuck. That noise is just these, just touching. What I'm going to do is just keep it on that side like that. But I'm not really bothered. I haven't got around to that bit yet. So what I've done, I'll bring the camera around so you can see. In fact, I'll move it now, just so you can see a bit better. It's awkward to get in, that's all. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can't get you in there, a bit better view. I think you can see a bit, I think you can see there. Right guys, so as you can see, what I've done is I've got some plate, aluminium plate. This is 50 millimeters by 6 millimeters wide, and it is 220 mil long. I'll bolt it to the top of here, and you can see that. Let's have a look. I'm just going to move the screen so I can see. So here there's two, so I've bolted through the cross slide. Right in the centre where there's nothing underneath, there's a lead screw underneath, but there's not, it's not touching it at all. And I've tapped it and I've Loctited it in, these studs. So if I ever do need to take it off, it's just the nuts which doing all the work. The bolts stay put. And I've left them long because I might want to use them for something else. I could always cut them off if I have to. So that goes out of there. And then here I've got two brackets now. I'll just get a bit of bracket and try to show you. It's not the exact bracket, this is just a cover, but here it goes down just like that. So underneath goes down, and there's another piece of bracket goes the other way to hold on to there. Yeah, don't know you can see that. Okay, let me drop it down a bit more. It's really awkward to get in. Yeah, so the bracket goes down and then it attaches to the sensor which is run along here, and you can see it moving there. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Now the bit which was the most awkward part for me, I'll move you back around this side a bit closer. Camera works fits, but there you go, what can I do? I wasn't going to do this video, just thought I'd do, because some people might be, I mean, when I was doing this I thought I'd messed up and bought this. They were too big, these scales are too big for this small lathe, and that was a pain in the backside, and I was going to give up, but then I thought, oh, where else could I put it? But it worked out okay in the end. Worked out fantastic, to be honest. And I've seen some videos where people put them on top, put them on this side. I did actually think about putting it directly underneath, in this gap underneath, so it would actually, you wouldn't see it, but that would have required loads more work, and I went for the easy option. So here, as you can see, it's going along. This part's solid, stays fixed. There's the scale, that's just the cover, and there's the back of the scale there. So what I've done, I've got some aluminium angle. This angle is, I think it's 25 mil. 25 mil angle. Actually it's 30. That's 32, just say 33 mil angle. And bolted it to the top of this. So it goes all the way along, bolted to there. Now where this bolt goes to a piece of stainless angle. So I've got some of this side tensile stuff, really strong. That's bolted to there, if you can see, it goes all the way along, and I've cut out a piece. Yeah, in fact I'll show you what I've done there. So it's something like this. I've cut all that out. So you've got this part is bolted into the saddle, and then that there is that bolt there, so it runs through to there. So it's really strong. It's got like a bit of this, like comes out about that far. Bolted to there, but that wasn't enough. So what I've done, it was rigid but not rigid enough. It probably would have been fine, but I wanted it because it's only holding the weight of the scale. But then what I've done is got some of this plate here, if I can find it, this plate here, which is this 50mm stuff, and I've turned it, gone that way, and I've bolted it to the sides and at the back here to give it more rigidity. So it's actually about 10mm thick in total, and then I've just mounted the scale to this aluminium plate, which is that bit there, as you can see. Yeah, and that allows me to go up and down, left and right, and run the clock. So run the clock from here, magnetic clock, onto the top of the scale without this cover, back and forward to get this nice and true, and same goes for the scale at the back. And that's pretty much it really. It was a bit fiddly, took us a day to do it. I haven't even tidied it all up properly yet, but it works fine. Actually works better than I expected, to be honest. It's nice and smooth. The only thing what's making a noise is just these catching, but I'll sort them out later on. Yeah, it works excellent. So what more can I say? And the main thing is also it hasn't caused any fouling. So it's the lathe itself works exactly the same distances. With it being such a tiny lathe, I didn't want to give up anything. So I thought about putting it on the back, putting it over here and things. I can also get to my oil ways. So I can still get to that oil way there, get to all of them the same. So yeah, really pleased. And I can also turn my compound as well, because I was thinking about attaching it to this top here, like fully, like just having it coming out of there like that. But then it would have messed on some things with the chucks and stuff when I put it in a drill chuck. So let's just put the background there. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so some of the functions then on this DRO. It's bolted to the wall. It pivots so I can move it where I want. Well, if the sun, because there's a door just behind me. There's a door just behind me. Sorry, I turned it off by mistake. There's a door behind me, and sometimes the glare comes in, so you might need to angle it. So I'm just going to zero that out. On the top, we've got the system, which is a 2-axis system. It tells you you've got your units, some information down the side, some F keys, absolute, incremental. You can change with these keys. Subdatums, I think it's about 500. I think, yeah, sounds about right. 500 subdatums. X and Y, you can zero them out individually. You've got an X and Y button here, where you can add things. So you can put in, let's just say 1mm, and then send it to the coordinates, so you know you don't have to move 1mm, or you can zero it out as well. You've got a half button, inches, millimeters. I'm set at inches at the minute for some reason. What about millimeters? I'm in the UK, so. And then we've got a calculator. So the calculator allows you to subtract things, add things. You've got sine waves. Really good if you want to find how much to take off, and you can add and actually send that. So for instance, say it was 1mm, I can send that to say X or Y. So if I want to send it to Y and go in 1mm, hold on, 1, you have to go enter. Oh, you got to go enter, and then Y. That's not right. 1. What am I doing wrong? Is it that one? Oh yeah, it's that one. Yeah. So it's the one with the 0 1. I thought that was just a 0 at output. And then once you go back, then it'll be 1mm, and it'll count down. Yeah. So obviously I've gone past it. It'll count down. So that's pretty cool. And you've got various other things. Obviously it doesn't have a Z function. Then we've got some buttons at the bottom. You've got some arrow keys where you can go up and down, left and right. You can zero everything out, both axes. Absolute, incremental, if you want to do that. Yeah. Then you've got enter button and a cancel button. A little light there, I'm not sure what that light's for. And the on and off button. Along here, we've got a circle button or a hole button, so you can find the radius of certain things, and so you want to drill 4 holes in a circle, then you can do that. You can start it off with the F6, tell it what radius it is, start angle, which way to go around, number of holes counterclockwise, then you click start and it'll tell you the coordinates, and then you click the next one to go there and it'll give you coordinates to there. That's pretty cool. Same goes for finding holes in a line, and mainly for this ain't going to work on here really. Well, I suppose it could, but it's mainly for the miller. Same thing, and radius, angles, and same things there really. So yeah, I'm super pleased with it. Works really nice, really accurate, and I don't need to worry about looking at these little scales on the machine. Sorry, the hand wheels on the. Just try to do this video. Hold on, so you can see. It's hard to see because it's back to front. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of slop in there on the screw. Obviously the screen itself won't move at all. You can't really see it, it'll be fair enough back. But yeah, there's quite a lot of slop, and reading them, they're quite small, even with glasses on. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, they're really good in the work. It's just easier. And also the way you set it up, if you take a millimetre off a cut, it's going to take 2 millimetres off, where you can set that. So you're just taking 1 millimetre off this, and it'll take half off either side. That makes sense. That saves you messing up. Yeah, works really good. What more can I say, to be honest? I've used it about 6 or 7 times, and you don't need it all the time, but when you do want to make something out, I mean, there's a little bush I made. It's a little bushing, and I used it for that, so I got the right amount. This was a brass bolt I turned down and then just bored it out, which is quite thin. Actually, the wall on this is 0.64 millimeters, 0.6465, so quite thin, but I've done that okay. Yeah, really pleased with it, guys. So what I'll do is, any comments you want to leave below. If anybody's interested in doing it this way and I can help, I'll try my best. But yeah, this is a thumbs up for this lathe and this DRO. I can't really fault it at all, to be honest. Fantastic piece of kit, and I'm just got some other projects in the way coming shortly. Yeah, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subbed, I'd really appreciate it. Help me, spares me on a little bit if you haven't subbed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, guys.